Hi guys, so right now I am doing my question and answer video, and I just asked you guys to ask me Nancy Drew questions and I'm answering them. And so how I'm doing this is I have all the questions and all the answers on here, so if I'm like, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so some of these questions, by the way, might kind of be repetitive, but I'm gonna give less information sometimes, and then when I get to kind of the same question, I'll give more. You'll understand. Okay, so the sassiest detective asked, what's your favorite game? Okay, my favorite game is Haunting of Castle Malloy, and I'm not gonna go into too much more detail about that because I'm gonna talk about it more later in the video. Okay, she also asked favorite backstory. My favorite backstory is probably Ghost of Thornton Hall. I feel like not a lot of the games have much backstories, and I feel like with Ghost of Thornton Hall, they finally were like, hey, let's actually put a little bit of backstory in here. So, I don't know, I just really liked the whole thing with the Thorntons and their family and their secrets, and it was just, yeah, that was fun. Okay, they also asked favorite music. I said just in general, I guess soundtrack wise, The Curse of Blackmore Manor. This for a long time used to be my favorite game, and I just love how mysterious the music is, and it's fun, and it's like comforting to me. Okay, favorite villain. So I have a few favorite villains for different reasons. Personality wise, I'd probably say Anya. I liked Anya just because I thought she was cool, and when she was the villain, I was like, that's fine. And I also loved how she was like kind of threatening to get Nancy later. I was like, oh, okay. And that's kind of a thing that I liked about Helena, was that her name, from Phantom of Venice. I just feel like they both, Anya and Helena, need to come back and try to kill Nancy. That just sounds like so much fun. So I like those two. And then scariest, I would say Shorty and Joseph, just because they were really creepy. Like Shorty with his you know, here I come or whatever, and he's like telling you like I'm getting closer. Like, no, that was scary. And Joseph, how he's so delusional. Like, the building's literally about to be destroyed, and Joseph is just like, yeah, I need to fix these things and do more maintenance on the building. And it's like, no, Joseph, you're going to die. Yeah, no, creepy. So I like them. Usually I don't hate villains. The only villains that I'd say I would hate are just the boring ones. Like, the first one that popped in my head is, I think her name is Corinne. I don't remember. The one from Mornings at Waverly Academy. She's just so boring. Like, I don't care. And Andy from Danger on Deception Island. I don't care. He's boring. Like, whales rule. That's all he did. Boring. Okay. Favorite reoccurring character. I said Samantha Quick, aka Zoe, aka whatever the heck else her name was. I really liked her in Spy. Honestly, that was probably my favorite part about The Silent Spy. The Silent Spy wasn't a bad game in my opinion, but it was just kind of like meh. But I really liked her, and I know a lot of people weren't happy with her being Samantha Quick, but I thought she was perfect. Like, that was the perfect Samantha Quick for me. So I'm just gonna say her because we got a little glimpse of her in Phantom of Venice, and then also sometimes Simone will say her name in final scene. She'll like suggest that your stage name be Samantha Quick, even though the past like 4 times I've played that game, I've never had a conversation with Simone where she says that, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But yeah, and then of course you see her in The Silent Spy, so I'm gonna say Samantha Quick. Okay, favorite location. Yeah, favorite location. So, I said Castle Finster and Castle Malloy. I love the castles. I love indoor type, what am I saying? Indoor sceneries. Like, not that I don't like, because in Malloy, you are in the castle, and then you can also go to the pub. And then in Captive Curse, you're in the castle, or you can also go into the forest or whatever. That's fine to me. I don't really like, which I'm not going to say I don't like, but it annoys me in some of the games when you have, like, the map and then you have all the different places you can go. Like, they did that in Phantom of Venice, in Danger by Design, in Shadow at the Water's Edge. I just don't like going to the map and then having all these different, like, separate locations. I like just, like, yeah, I don't know. So, but yeah, those two locations are beautiful to me. I love how big they are. They're creepy, they're beautiful, and yeah. Okay, and favorite one-time character? I just took this as, like, one of the suspects, because most suspects you only meet once. So I'm just gonna take this as, like, your favorite character. So I said Fatima and Mason, because those are my two favorite characters, and I will talk more in detail about them later. Okay, next is from I Love Cocoa Kringles. Okay, yeah. Next is from I Love Cocoa Kringles, and they asked, what was your first game? My first game that I first played was Secrets Can Kill, the original, and I got frustrated with it, and I kind of got bored, so I stopped playing it, and then I played Stay Tuned for Danger, and that was the first Nancy Drew game that I ever beat. And yeah, those were my first two, and then I kind of stopped playing Nancy Drew games for a while. Then my next first, because I kind of have, like, 3 first times. My very first time I ever played Nancy Drew games, the first time I got back into them, and the second time I got back into them. So the first time I got back into them, it was Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. And then the second time I got back into Nancy Drew games, it was, what's it called? The horse, Shadow Ranch. Secret of Shadow Ranch? I don't remember the name. Yeah, Shadow Ranch. Ghost horse. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if that made sense, but yeah. Okay, most replayed. Okay, my most replayed game is the Ghost of Thornton Hall. Why? I have no idea why. I've just played it so many times. The day that I got it, I played it, and then the first week of having it, I think I played it 4 times. I feel like I probably played it so many times because it was the first game where you could skip conversations, isn't it? Isn't that the first game you can skip conversations? Yeah, I feel like it is. And so, I just, like, kept running through it, and I was having fun. And also, there's, like, the different endings you can do. And I really wanted to get Easter eggs, and I really wanted to get my, phone charms. So I just kept playing and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know how many times I've played it and beaten it. I want to say, like, 7 or 8 times. But as for, like, all the other games, I've still played probably not every game, but most game at least 4 times. The only ones that I haven't played that much are Ransom of the 7 Ships, Secret of the Scarlet Hand, and Creature of Kapu Cave. As for game that I have started the most and not finished, I would say is the Secret of the Scarlet Hand. Is that what it's called? There's so many games that start with the Secret, so I don't remember if all of them, yeah, I don't remember if that's the name, but yeah, the Scarlet Hand one. I have started it so many times. I had that game probably for 3 or 4 years before I actually beat it, and I'd probably started playing it like 5 times, but that game is so hard for me to get through. I don't think anybody asks me what my least favorite game is, but it's definitely Secret of the Scarlet Hand. I don't know why, but it's so boring to me. Okay, next question is from Ruler of the Pugs, and I don't know if they have a Nancy Drew blog or if this is just what they blog Nancy Drew on, but yeah, so I don't know your Nancy Drew URL, but the URL that they sent me the the ask on is ruler of the pugs. Okay, so this was interesting. They asked, what are 5 things that you like about Ransom of the 7 Ships? And then they asked, what are 5 things you dislike about your favorite game? Okay, so 5 things I like about Ransom of the 7 Ships. I really honestly could only think of 4. One is scenery. It's very pretty. It's the beach. You're on vacation, so that's really pretty. I liked the whole culprit thing. I liked how an old culprit came back. I thought it was really cool that in the resort or whatever, there was a map or whatever marking every place you've had a case or something. That was creepy. Dwayne, you're crazy. Yeah, so culprit was cool. Pirates. Now I'm just kind of making stuff up. Pirates are cool, right? So that was kind of cool to learn about pirates. Cuckoo. I love Cuckoo. As you guys may or may not know, I mean, you'll know if you watch this video, my URL is the bird behind the curtain, which is referencing Lulu from the Curse of Blackmore Manor. So Cuckoo is like my little baby. So I know a lot of people are annoyed by Cuckoo, but I love Cuckoo. So that's actually a genuine like about the game. And then the 5th like I just put is the monkeys. I actually don't like the monkeys, but they're kind of cute, I guess, and I think it's funny that they laugh at you if you lose. Okay. Now my dislikes, my 5 dislikes of my favorite game, I think I only got 2 dislikes. My favorite game is Haunting of Castle Malloy, and for my dislikes, I said the characters. It's not like I don't like the characters, but they're just kind of boring. In fact, I don't even really remember their names. I know there's like Kit, I think that's the guy, and then Matt is the guy who's missing. Kyler is the girl, and then Denal is the old dude, and then of course Fiona. They're just kind of boring. I just didn't really care about talking to them. And then the other thing I said that I didn't like was the ending, but honestly, like, I don't really have that much of a problem with the ending. It wasn't a good ending, but I thought it was hilarious because it was so dumb. And it's like actually kind of one of the reasons why I like the game, but I can agree it's stupid that like old lady Fiona rides around on a jetpack. Like, that's totally crazy, but it's also hilarious. And I could only think of 2 dislikes. I actually love I love everything about that game. I love the creepiness. I love the puzzles. I love that stupid molecule chemistry puzzle at the end where you explode. I just love the whole thing. Okay, next set of questions is from Trapper Dan's Needle, and they asked, what's your opinion on White Wolf of Icicle Creek? Sorry, I keep like forgetting names because I'm just writing down the abbreviation, so I just put ICE, so I have to think about the name. But what's your opinion on the White Wolf of Icicle Creek? Okay, first off, I love Fox and Geese. I freaking love that game. I will save my game right before I play it, and then I will just load my game right there and just play it for fun. I love Fox and Geese. It is just the most fun game ever, and I seriously don't understand why so many people are annoyed with it. Like, not only is that game really fun, but it's also kind of super easy, and so, like, I don't know, it's just great. I just love it so much. I love doing chores in games. In the Nancy Drew games, I love when I have to do chores. I love when I have to run errands. So, I loved cleaning the rooms, and I loved, cooking. Sorry, I have an itchy nose. I love cooking for, oh my god, my nose. I'm not picking my nose. I'm just itchy. Okay, so, wow, this video is so weird, and I'm not even gonna edit it, because who freaking cares? Okay, so, yeah, I love doing chores. I love cooking for the beautiful people staying at the lodge. I just love it. It's so much fun. Okay, as for a kind of, sorry, my camera is all shaky. As for a kind of about the game, I don't really care about any of the characters. Once again, they're just kind of boring. Yeah, I just don't care. I love hitting, is her name Frankie? In the face with snowballs. I think it's hilarious. I love when she's just like, ah, and like gets hit in the face. Oh my god, it is so funny. I love throwing snowballs at children's faces. Okay, they also asked, what are your favorite soundtracks or maybe songs from soundtracks? I don't know the specific song titles, so I just put my favorite soundtracks. I really like Curse of Blackmore Manor, like I said earlier. I also like Danger by Designs, Crystal Skulls, and Haunting of Castle Malloy, which, now that I think about it, they're all kind of, no, but they're all kind of like foreign in a way. One's in France, one's in England, one is in Ireland, and then Crystal Skull is in New Orleans, but it's like jazzy, and there's not a lot of jazz around me, so it's kind of foreign and exotic to me, and I really like it. Okay, what is your favorite interface? The interface that I'm pretty sure started with Tomb of the Lost Queen, where you have all your items at the bottom, and I just like the new checklists and observations and whatever. I just really enjoyed that new interface a lot. Okay, favorite games. Okay, so I put my top 10 favorite Nancy Drew games because, yeah. So here they are: Haunting of Castle Malloy, Captive Curse, what is this? DED. Tesla. Deadly Device. See, I'm so bad at this. Tomb of the Lost Queen, Shadow at the Water's Edge, Alibi and Ashes, Phantom of Venice, Warnings at Waverly Academy, Crystal Skull, and Curse of Blackmore Manor. Those are my 10 faves. 10. Okay, favorite cooking minigame. That would be the cooking minigame in White Wolf of Ice Cool Creek. I think it's the best. Also, I guess the one in Warnings at Waverly Academy is pretty fun too. I like baking cookies and putting my little bagels in the toaster. I think that's fun. Okay, favorite post. I don't know if I specifically have a favorite post, but probably one of my favorite moments on Tumblr with the Clue Crew. It's probably the night that we started getting a little weird with the Illuminancy stuff. Some of those posts were crazy. I think I made a post where I found a triangle in Anya's cleavage. So, you know, things got a little weird, but, you know, it was fun. It was fun. Okay, next set of questions is from Drewing for Looks, and they asked, do you have a favorite line from the Nancy Drew games? Honestly, I really don't have a favorite line. I can't think of something that's my favorite line. I know there are some lines in the games that like bug me, but I can't even think of them. But I know like when the character is about to say the line, I can like hear it in my head, and I'm just like, oh, I don't want to hear this. And like sometimes I'll plug my ears because it's just so annoying. And yeah, a lot of the old games have some really annoying voice acting. So yeah, but I don't know about favorite line. I don't think I have one. Okay, next set of questions is from Nancy Pants, and they ask, favorite reoccurring puzzles. Okay, the first one is easy to explain. I love slider puzzles. They are fun and somewhat easy, and yeah, they're good. Okay. My second favorite reoccurring puzzle, which is probably my favorite puzzle just in all, it's hard to explain, but it is in the prop room of Stay Tuned for Danger, and it is in the study library Kyler area of Haunting of Castle Malloy. And it's that thing where, you know, like how babies have those toys where it's like a thing, and then there's like a big ring, and then the smaller ring, and the smaller ring, and the smaller ring. And on Nancy Drew game, there are like 3 prongs, and then you have to get one group all the way to the other side. I hope you guys remember what I'm talking about. I don't know why, but I love that puzzle. I don't know why. And then also in Silent Spy, it's hard to explain too, but the puzzle that I think was on a bench, and there's like all these little metal things, and you have to like turn them and then move them over, and then turn them and then move stuff over. And I don't know if you remember or have any idea what I'm talking about, but I love that puzzle. I would save before it and then just try to beat my time at how fast I could do it. I got to a point where like I was just so speedy, I'm pretty sure I could beat any of you in speed at that puzzle. Okay, next question. Okay, from Hurricane Sunny, they ask top 5 favorite characters and why. Okay, number 1 is Mason. Why? Because, well, he's beautiful. He is adorable. No, okay. I'm sorry, I just saw my icon on Tumblr, which is Mason, and I got a little... Okay. I like Mason because he's kind of socially awkward. He's really, he's not very nice. He's sarcastic. And he's a nerd. And I just love that. Next is Fatima. Okay, Fatima is, like, above every Nancy Drew character ever. She is just golden. She might not be that smart, but she makes up in it in her awesome prospector costume and her cute accent, and she's just precious. I just love her so much. Next, I would say Lily from Tomb of the Lost Queen. Kind of for the same reason as Mason. She is, she's really neurotic, smart. Didn't she cheat, though? Yeah, see, I don't like cheaters, but I feel like, I don't think anybody asked me this, what character do you most relate to? I'd probably say Lily from Tomb of the Lost Queen. Probably makes you guys think that I'm not a very fun person to be around, which might be true, but it's true. I relate with her a lot. We are both kind of uptight and wanting to be perfect and blah 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 blah. Okay, next is Ethel. Ethel is so scary. Oh my god. Like, seriously, no joke, the scariest moment of any Nancy Drew game is when you come down the slide in Curse of Blackmoor Manor, and then you turn, and there's Ethel. And she's there. It's like, Ethel, why are you everywhere where you're not supposed to be? You are scary. I don't like it, but I love you because you're beautiful and scary. And last is Anya, because what I told you guys earlier, she's cool. I think she's just a cool girl, and she is scary. She's a monster, and she wants to kill Nancy, and I want her to come and try because I think that would be fun. Okay, favorite atmosphere, I'd say Haunting of Castle Malloy, again, because it's just really scary. Overall, I'd probably say the most, like, scary game is probably Shadow at the Water's Edge, but scenery-wise, that game isn't that scary scenery-wise. Haunting of Castle Malloy is definitely the scariest scenery-wise. Another favorite atmosphere for me is Danger by Design. I just love basically every single place you can go in that game. I just think is beautiful. And then same thing with Phantom of Venice. I just love every place you can go because it is so beautiful. Okay, do you read the books? No. I tried to read one of the books in 6th grade, and I think it was just too high or too low of a reading level for me because I was reading it and I was like, this is like for a baby. And so, not saying if you read Nancy Drew books then you are bad at reading or something, because there are things that I read that are way below my reading level, but I like to read it because it's something that I grew up with. So I didn't grow up with Nancy Drew, and by the time I was 12, I was like, no, I couldn't do it. But I have nothing against Nancy Drew books, obviously. If I played the Nancy Drew games, I have no problem with the books. I just could not get into them. Okay, scariest, scariest moments. Okay. One is Shorty when he's like, here I come, I'm getting closer, blah, blah, blah. Another one is Joseph when he's like, oh my god, I'm crazy, I'm gonna stay in this building, we're all gonna die, I kidnapped your friend. Yeah, that's scary. And Ethel, like I just said, every time she pops out. Shadow at the Water's Edge, obviously, because creepy Japanese water ghost robot. When you're like drowning because the robot is killing you, that's scary. That's scary. Like, I really think the only game that is genuinely scary is Shadow at the Water's Edge. Ghost of Thornton Hall to me is not scary. Like, there were some parts where I kind of like jumped a little, like when the spider came out. But most of the times I jump in Nancy Drew games, it's because Nancy goes like, oh, or whatever, and makes a sound. And so, when she like gasps, it freaks me out. But like, Charlotte wasn't scary. She was just pretty. She was just like a pretty floaty woman. So, I don't know. That game's not that scary to me. But Shadow at the Water's Edge with the mirror and the water ghosts, and no, scary. And another thing, Dwayne. So, like I told you in the beginning of the video, my first game that I ever beat was Stay Tuned for Danger, and Dwayne is very scary when he's coming at you like this. Not fun. Very scary. That's why I also liked when he showed up in Ransom of 7 Ships, because I was like, dang boy, you're scary and you're back, and you would be the one who comes back, because you were literally going to murder me. Okay, saddest moment. Honestly, you guys, these games never make me sad. Like, I know I should be like, the whole Silent Spy game because her mom's dead. Like, I didn't read the books, so I don't know anything about her mom. And like, I feel bad, but that game didn't make me sad. In fact, that game, it didn't make me sad, it made me uncomfortable. I feel like that's the biggest reason why it's not like I don't like that game, it's just, it wasn't as good as I was hoping. It's because in that game, I feel completely uncomfortable because I feel like we are in Scotland and we're not supposed to be there. And like, Nancy gets yelled at by her dad because he's like, come home, you're not supposed to be there. And like, we're never in control of what we're doing because we're getting calls from people like, do this, drop this off here, do this. And like, I feel like Nancy's not in control of anything, and she's really like emotional, so I don't feel like her mind is really in the right place to be making good decisions. And I don't know, that game was just not really emotional to me, just really uncomfortable. Probably the saddest thing I can think of was just Harper in Ghost of Thornton Hall, because I felt like she never got a fair chance in her family. She was shunned, and I feel bad for her because obviously she has something going on with her, and she's not getting love from her family, she's getting pushed away, and I don't like that. Funniest moment, hands down, was Hammy from Ghost of Thornton Hall. When you're just walking in the cotton room and Hammy scurries off, it's hilarious. It's just like, ha ha ha, a disgusting, slimy slug snake armadillo ham. Haha, it's so funny, right guys? Okay, ships. I'm not a shipper, I don't ship, I don't read fan fiction, blah blah blah, but if I had to ship two characters, I'd say Mason and Lily. Like I kind of said earlier, they're kind of the same because they're super smart and they're kind of assholes. Okay, what do I think about Francie versus Nedsy? I don't care. Ned versus Frank. I like Frank more. Ned is super annoying. I don't like Ned at all, but Ned is Nancy's boyfriend, so like, I'm fine with them being together. Like, if she likes him, whatever. It's just like, it sucks that when I play the games, I'm Nancy, because then I'm getting texts from Ned like, I found a nickel, I miss you, blah blah blah. It's like, shut up, Ned. Nobody cares. Nancy might, but I don't. So for Nancy, I think she should just be with Ned because she's with Ned and she loves Ned, so she's with Ned. But Frank is definitely a cooler dude. Oh, and in The Deadly Device, I thought it was really hilarious when he was going to confess his love for her. I thought that was precious. Okay, the final... Oh, wait, no, not the final question. Okay, the final question from this person, though, from Hurricane Sunny, is what do you think about Sunny June? Okay. I am about to rant. Just kidding. I'm fine with Sunny. I loved Sunny. Sunny's great. I love how he shows up everywhere. I love how he doodles. I love how he is always, his name is everywhere. I love that. I did not want to meet him because to me, Sunny is a dude that, the whole point of him is that he's everywhere, but you never meet him. So we meet him, okay, it's a different thing now. And he was boring to me. He was confusing, and I was expecting him to be more, quirky, which I thought would be annoying. But, honestly, I was begging for him to be more interesting or whatever, because he was just kind of boring. But towards the end of Shattered Medallion, he got a little more interesting. But to be honest, I don't know, I feel like every conversation in the Shattered Medallion was, not important, so I just feel like every conversation with him was not important, and it was just kind of sad that, we finally meet him, and it was boring, for me. But Sunny as a person is fine, I like him most when I don't see him then. Okay, Anonymous asked, least favorite location, I'd probably say Silent Spy, because I never felt like there was an area where I could relax and be safe. A lot of it was outside. There was just never a place where I felt like I should be there. Like I said, I felt uncomfortable. I felt like I didn't belong. Secret of the Scarlet Hand, is that the name again? I don't remember. Scarlet Hand. Once again, never really felt like I was comfortable in any of those areas. Even in the hotel, I was just I don't want to be here. And, Creature of Kapu Cave, for the same reason. I just felt like I was just never settled in any area. It was weird. But I guess it was kind of pretty, I don't know. Where do I want the next game to be taking place? In what place? I don't have a specific place, but I'm very excited for the next game and where it's going to take place. Pretty sure it's Greece. I'm excited. It looks good, so I am good with that. Okay. Next is from Wandering Through Wickford. And this is a great question. They ask, what is your favorite game from games 1 to 10, from games 11 to 20, and from games 21 to 30? So 1 to 10, I would say is Secret of Shadow Ranch. And from 11 to 20 is Haunting of Castle Malloy. And then from 21 to 30 is Captive Curse. Do you usually guess the culprits in the games while you're playing? Usually, when I'm playing the game, it's a mystery, so I'm usually trying to think of the culprit, even though some of the games to me don't even really have culprits. But, when I'm playing, I'm like, oh, this happened, I wonder who did it, blah, 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 whatever. Are you right sometimes when you do guess? Yes, I have been right in the past. And are you wrong sometimes? Not really, because if I am guessing a culprit, I usually get it right. If I'm not really guessing any culprits, then I can't get it wrong, because I'm not guessing. But, I don't think I've ever played a game and been like, it's gonna be this person, and then it wasn't. So, yeah, I'm not always guessing the culprit, but, yeah, I don't know. I've never been like, oh my god, that's the culprit. So, yeah. What would you think if a game took place in your hometown area, city, blah blah blah. I think it would be weird because I live in a small town, Texas town. The game would probably be a lot like Secret of Shadow Ranch, because that took place in Arizona. I'm in Texas. It's hot. There's bugs. There's ranches. So, I mean, I feel like it would just end up like that. But, I mean, if it happened, I'd be like, cool, but, yeah. There's actually an author, though, who, since you guys are Nancy Drew fans, I assume you guys would like, mystery books. But I used to read mystery books by somebody, I don't remember her name. I think it was Joan Lowry, I think. And she writes mystery books about, Central Texas, where I live. So, like, a lot of her books take place in, like, towns and areas that I've been to and, like, I live by. So, I mean, she made awesome mysteries in this area. So, yeah, like, there's caverns around here that can be creepy. So, I mean, I think it could work, but it'd be kind of weird. So, that's it. This video is 37 minutes or something, so sorry. I hope it was interesting to you guys, and thank you for sending your questions. Goodbye.